Goblin coin. Ooh. Treasure. And Fool's Gold, we've already gotten that. We've had that before. But because we like to explore, we're going to go down the other route that we could have gone down. Just to see what it's about. We'll grab that first.
I can smell the sea. It's not far now. Things won't be friendly.
I want to stompy. Stomp. Stomp. Stompy, stompy, stompy. That's actually kind of fun, just stomping on them like boing, boing. I am the kangaroo. The majestic ibex in its natural habitat. And we shoot it with a laser. And its mate. No survivors. Much progress. Because we're going against the Leviathan, we usually do end up with its ability, so I wonder where it's gonna go. Oh, there's a triangle thing here. Is there a triangle thing down here? No. How about here? Never mind, there's one here. So maybe there's gonna be a whole new array of like summons just around this one. If I can get Diabolos. Nah, that's wishful thinking. It would have to be different elements. And we pretty much got all the elements after water. Unless there's one that I don't... Well, Diabolos has gravity. But that's kind of like darkness. What type of summon would you guys like to see come up in this game? Since they're adding water. Can you think of another element of a summon to be put into this game? Okay. Oh, whoa. Oh, that is so cool. I see a giant tortoise over there, but I don't care.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
But before we get a good picture of that, let's
You don't
come.
want to go down there. Trust me.
Why?
Do I even want to ask why?
I'm asking why. I can see items down there I can grab. Tell me your secrets. Reveal to me everything the light touches. I've already done this joke in the last game. I'm not doing another one. But how about Diablos and Alexander? No, I said... So, the thing with Diablos is in majority of the games, he's actually called Diabolos. There's always an O between the B and the L. And, yeah, I was saying yes to Diablos, and Alexander is light, but we already have light, because that's Bahamut. I know normally he's not light, but in this game he is, so yeah. Alexander would be cool as a summon. Seeing just a giant castle is always cool. I can't wait to see him in Rebirth. These animals weren't even attacking us. They weren't fighting back. I kind of feel bad. But this guy... Damage boosting. But yeah. Love to see Diabolos, because that's boss's aesthetic. Because, ever wondered why I wear an eye patch? Diabolos. Is Rama in the game? Yeah, it's Sid. It's it's Daddy Sid. Yeah, he's in the game. Okay. Don't worry if you feel like you're gonna ask say a name that's already in it. It's good to hear another fan just even list them. Oh, come on. He's doing the spin. Oh, okay, whoops. Oh, okay. That hurt.
Over here.
Yeah. Love to see it. All right. Enough games. Okay, come on. Actually, let me look again. What elements do we have? We have two fire. Oh. We already have two fires. There's a thing behind this too. This isn't Ifrit in this game isn't quite technically fire. He is, but he's also something else, so that's fine in a sense. But if we could get multiple of a thing, so that actually might be a thing. No, I'm just thinking different element summons. Shiva, Ifrit, Ramu, Leviathan, Goroban, and you might want to explain to me what Goroban. Garoj. Garuda. You mean Garuda? Garuda is wind. Yeah, okay, cool. And a Titan. Yeah, all the main ones are here. And you might get like Bahamut Zero, Bahamut... No, they won't do that. I don't think they would do that. That's always solely been a Final Fantasy VII thing. But that would be funny if they just tried to scrape the barrel.
Get him.
Sorry if it seems mean that I'm killing these defenseless animals. They do attack you. They can hurt you. But I'm also wanting just to grind. I am a grinder.
Might I inquire about the ray of light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
Well, I don't blame the dominant of Leviathan to hate people, since they were going to be used. Actually, let's just deal with these guys now. Bye-bye, wolves. Toodles. Oh my god. You were all the way over there. Oh my god. I'm powerful. I'm so powerful.
Sick him. Over here.
That didn't hit. One of them just did not hit anyone. Oh, I can do it again. Actually, I don't want to. Never mind. Bahamut Zero, Bahamut Neo, and whatever Bahamut Sin was in. Oh my god, I'm asleep. Whatever Bahamut was in Advent Children. Sin. There was another Bahamut. What was Bahamut's name in what was the Bahamut in Crisis Core? Fury. Bahamut Fury was in Crisis Core. That's it. So many Bahamuts. They just keep screwing. They just keep breeding. No, I don't want to deal with this. Oh, another one. Yeah, alright. Look at his face. He's like, I don't know what's happening. I'm stuck here. I don't know what's happening, but I like it. That makes both of us. I'm just hitting it with anything. I'm just killing a tortoise. Oh, was having roots. I've become one with the tortoise. Leave me. This is my home now. It's quite homely. That needs to be a character and a story. There is a guy that lives in these great giant tortoise shells. It just needs to be a thing. It's way too good. You Kamehameha. Wait. Wait. You did the Kamehameha on that tortoise. Damn straight I did. Oh my god. What's going on here? Oh. Oh, okay. There's another one. Okay, I'll go in double trigger mode. How was that faster? Oh well. By the way, Kane, are you going to play more Final Fantasy XIV after you... Are you going to play more Final Fantasy XIV after year at some point? I'm going to play it this year at some point, yes. The DLC. Oh, Dawn Trail.
Child is bound within the surge.
Dawn Trail, yes.
But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to.
Sorry. You said 4. After years. I'm an idiot. Yes, after the DLC, I'm going to be returning back to playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and Final Fantasy 4 after years. Yes.
No. The surge wraps around the cave.
That took me too long to figure out.
If we continue
I'm being dumb.
there is a path down to the seabed and the wave's origin.
All right.
I should stop
It won't be
that.
the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
All right. No, wait, that's it? That's it? We're going to do... No. There's so much more to see. Come on. Don't end it now. I'll read this. We just got here. For millennia has the pounding surf of Oilifest Bay slowly carved tailwind's crescent of imposing cliffs. Okay, that's not... There's a sentence fracture in that. For millennia has the pounding surf of Oilifest Bay slowly carved tailwind's crescent of imposing cliffs. That surf not frozen in time, mind. Oh, right, we're not going there. The surge, a lone wave rises to eternity, cursed never to break. The hands of time having stilled the rage of the tortured creator. We're going to kill a baby. For fun? Not even fun. It's not a crystal? It's actually just water frozen in time. I mean, that could be crystal. Water frozen in time.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walius's descendant.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
What, so someone's been creating this path and maintaining it for all this time? I'm happy that I was not the only one having a brain fart. No, it was me. No, that's straight up me. I do that.
To the child.
It does indeed.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it to you with your axe to go fight this child, and I'm gonna go over here and enjoy the flowers. These three know what the deal is. Back, what did you miss? We killed Leviathan. You missed out. I'm just joking. You haven't missed much. Not much,
They
man.
remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
No. Let's see, what else happened? We killed more tortoises. We found out that this giant crystal isn't actually crystal. It's actually a wave that was... That background, yeah. Yeah, this is a giant wave that is frozen in time.
Dead.
Look at that. Like I've been in waves before in the water, and this is what they look like right up close. This is... Oh wow. This is just cool. I want to see a dolphin just like doing a flip out of the water, but it's frozen in time, so it can't do anything else except suffer in frozen time. In time. Frozen in time. Not able to be doing anything. I don't know, man. Seas scare me. Yeah, there's sharks in it, and fish poop.
Down in the center. Follow me.
We're going to kill a baby that has Leviathan. They weren't joking, it's an actual baby.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear. And I was old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin, committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
What gave it away? His screaming
It's
face?
his burden.
You don't mean...
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason.
Yeah, I have a reason this time.
What if I told you there was a way to remove Wallis's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
Talk to the girl.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done. Though, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and I've seen things spiral out of control. But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
So this baby is her grandfather?
Very well. Do
Granduncle?
what you must.
That's the confusing
Whatever
part.
happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
Ooh. So we're now extracting Leviathan's power from him. Uh-oh. No, just spitting little water balls at us.
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
And it's losing its power.
Is it done?
We now have Leviathan's power.
I think so. I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong.
What's going on? Hmm?
He wasn't just afraid.
Oh, excuse
He
me.
was angry. All right. Let's see what you've given me.
So Leviathan is like Garuda. It has its I forget what it's called. Clive has claimed the portion of the icon Leviathan's essence. Oh, cool. Tidal gauge. Alright, and then you have to charge it. It's a shotgun. Only Leviathan's ability over... Okay, well.
Is that Leviathan?
Just a legend, but a formidable adversary.
No, it's a gun.
This one.
Oh, look.
It has friends.
Alright, X gets rid of it.
Get him.
Ah, okay.
Over here!
So he's literally just gun. Oh. Oh. Okay.
This
Think
one.
we're finished.
I'll be honest, I don't like it. So we got to try out his other abilities. He comes with more than just 2. Aquacious Orb. I called this... No, not aqueous. I said it again. Aquacious. It's Aqueous Orb. Aqueous. It has been noted that in some of the early texts, our forebears would oftentimes refer to crystals as orbs. And while the use of all capital letters to this day cannot be satisfactorily explained, the term itself is most likely one scholar's interpretation of text transcribed from a much older language. This pale blue fragment taken from the body of the Edgy. Edgies! That's it. Edgy is a like a little summon you can make, and an Edgy is what that monster was. Pericos, however, is indeed an orb, and while nigh flawless and teeming with the wild whirls and eddies of pure energy, by no means does it warrant rendering an uppercase.
Is everyone all right?
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right. So, part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
Tons.
No. Not anymore, anyway.
Good, because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
Look there! The trees rock. Do you think the seal
Yeah, we kinda saved it. We kinda saved the baby. Baby can still summon the Leviathan. Oh. Hello?
Yes, my lord.
Okay, let's just ask some questions.
My name is Delina.
I serve as an adjutant to Lady Shula, tributary of Mysidia. While other adjutants who came before me played the role of guardian as well as aid, Lady Shula is an able warrior in her own right and requires no protection. So I assist her in ministering to our people's affairs while she's absent or
By way of example.
disposed. By way of example, it was I who informed the rest of the village of your coming at the tributary's request. If there's aught you wish to know of our people or our village, please do not hesitate to ask. So, I don't know what Mysidia is, but I hope that she can explain it a whole lot better than I can.
As I'm sure you're aware,
This land was once the domain of the Northern Thangs, though the settlement has lain abandoned for some time when our ancestors' wanderings finally brought them here. Remote as it was, it seemed to them the ideal place to settle, and they duly cast the glamour over it that their home might remain hidden.
the secret of the spell itself.
Had been passed down from generation to generation since the time we left Ash. We used it to disguise our camps, that the custodians of the lands through which we wandered should not learn of our trespass. It was these temporary enchantments which led our ancestors to contemplate a more permanent solution upon arriving here.
So they built the cairns.
Filled with all the shards of crystal the tribe could spare, and summoned forth a glamour large enough to cover the entire land. And for many days and nights thereafter, the bearers labored to attune the spell that the world outside might see this place slowly succumb to the blight,
And thus we hid ourselves away.
welcoming none into our private haven until you, that is. At first the spell only worked one way. It was only after the skies changed that we conjured a second illusion for the benefit of those inside. Was Lady Shula's idea, a salve for the nerves of those who feared the roiling storm clouds. Storm clouds were a harbinger of the end. How right they were. I pray that it brings you a little relief from the darkness of the world beyond the wall, as it has done us. It's a nice change of pace. Alright, so this place.
Our story began.
On the narrow coast of southern Ash, where for want for arable lands, we relied on the mountain rains to quench our thirst, and the bounty of the sea to fill our bellies, and thus did we learn the value of
After
water.
the fall of Drake's Horn.
We spent decades in exile, drifting across the deserts and snowfields of the Twins, till at last we arrived here in Mysidia, our second true home. Here we found mountains, rivers, and seas not unlike those of our first home in Ash. All that we lacked was crystal. We have no mother crystal of our own here, nor have we ever received any stipend from our neighbors. Were it not for the few shards we had been able to stockpile during our wanderings in storm, we might never have survived the first few winters, let alone cast the glamour that protects us. For to demand that the bearers among us sacrifice their lives for the benefit of the others was never an option. The hardship we had faced on our journey had brought us together, and we would not be divided again. Thankfully, our unity proved our strength. And so here we have stayed, dependent only upon the blessings which this land provides us. The springs, the rivers, the seas, these are all we motes of water need. Alright, good.
I bid you good tide.
Didn't explain what I thought it was going to be, but it now has a whole new meaning. Mysidia is the place of Leviathan now, where it used to be the home of the mages. Great development.
To understand the spell which binds Walius, you must first know who we are, and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity. This tapestry is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend revealing how to make your very own mother crystal.
Oh.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak. Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late. As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on.
She's turning to stone. She's overused her
Armed with
powers.
both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more. And all it would require was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the dome of light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
So we're gonna go up to the ruins. and just stop them. Stop the spell.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north and then west, deeper into the forest.
A moment. There is a matter with which I would beg your aid.
Of course, what is it?
Please, not so loud.
Something serious then.
Yes. I think we might have company. I was passing by the low gate when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. At first, I thought it must have been you or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the figure looked familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall who has found his way inside. Of course, it could just be my imagination playing tricks on me. I only caught a fleeting glimpse, and it might have been you or your brother. But if it is who I think it is, we cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here. Would you go and see? He won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Aww.
Very well. Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people, harm.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry. I won't draw my sword unless I need to.
Thank you.
As cool as my sword is.
Yamila, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
You popped up too? How many are there? Okay, we got a few of them now. Let's just accept them all and be on our way. Hello, what do you have?
Yes?
I don't need it, but I will take it.
Till next time, then.
Ain't nothing like Omega's weapon.
I can't.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fanit, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too, but this affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. My most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
Yeah, sure.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick.
What?
Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long.
Okay.
So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Things. Tore the fish right out of the baskets.
Who are you?
Ty, take me, what am I gonna do?
You've got to help me.
Do I?
Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with.
Yes. Yes.
Why do you ask?
Hey? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Kitav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
Nah.
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course. You know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are 2 cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the, ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down and see that he's come to no harm, I'd be much obliged. I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't change anything.
One cairn by the ships, another by the river. Better get moving.
I got crackhead vibes from him. Like he's the type of guy that would ask you, like, can I buy Dexies off you? I'm like,
Are you a rider by
I got them vibes from him, man.
I am.
I'm like, no thank you.
What gave me away?
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables. And not just any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine-gall and wet beak. If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Nothing but the best for my ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
Yeah.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
What if I could? So this is the way of bringing the chocobo here.
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
He would. Well, I don't suppose it would hurt to have Ambrosia around.
But how do we get
Right,
Ambrosia back when we're done
Find your
here?
father.
He'll be in the storehouse on the other side of the brook. Tell him Manda sent you.
Yay! We get to bring our bird here. Yay! Peekaboo.
You one of the outsiders, then?
Yeah.
I am. Shula invited me. Are you Manda's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay, and I'm told the world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
Well, the man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feed too. So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right?
Okay. How generous. Yeah, I thought so too. So we won't take up any of his time. So we'll do the thing we'll do the thing for him. I'll talk to this guy and do his thing.
Oh, do you need something?
Yes.
I do, though not from the forge. Fanit asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Okay. So the feed is here in Martha's Rest. So we're gonna try and get Ambrosia over. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
You want a bed for the night?
You're the one that... It's Rowan, right. He's the one that gave me the quest for Ambrosia.
I remember you. You're the one who saved Whiteheart.
That's it.
How's the old girl doing?
She's very well. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. You're the one who saved her. Anyway, what brings you to the rest today?
I was hoping to purchase a mimit gourd. And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could find one.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so happens, I've got a whole carload of the blasted things. Not a buyer in sight.
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking a few off my hands before they turn to mush. But just be on the lookout for wild birds, eh? Don't want them chasing after you like they did me.
I will. And thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any friend of Whiteheart is a friend of mine. And in times like these, friends have got to stick together.
We certainly do. To Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Anders' father waiting.
Just like Gesselgreen's mimic gourds were just things you could feed chocobos. I remember them being in Final Fantasy VII, and I don't think there was 2 items you could use for that game. It was you can use them for either helping to breed a specific kind of chocobo or to just set down on the field to capture them. And I think the mimic gourd was just there to help you capture it. Like, you place it on the ground and the chocobo would get busy eating it, and then you would have to kill all the monsters around. Fly, birdie! Fly! Stop! Almost went off the edge.
Ah, there you are. This must be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
No.
I have the mimic gourd too. Here.
Originally native to Ash, early trade between the Twins realms saw the bright orange vegetable quickly spread across the storm, though unlike in Waloed, where it can be found in a variety of culinary creations from pies to soups, west of the author, the mimic gourd's use is almost solely limited to chocobo fodder, as it is found to induce a calming effect in ill-tempered birds. It's a relaxant for the chocobos.
Thank you kindly. Soon as she's gobbled this up, we'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Don't worry.
No.
You'll be all right.
You melt my heart. Ice bird. That isn't really ice at all. I still think Ambrosia must be a bearer of some kind, just like Torgal. Or an icon, because that bird can just get around without turning into a chic crystal person.
You didn't all? She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you, girl?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls enough to spook most birds even then. Not this one, though.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
No. It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
She's so aggressive
Anyway,
against monsters.
thanks for bringing her here. I hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you.
That's really generous.
I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia?
So cute. Alright. You can now summon Ambrosia in Mysidia. Yeah, makes sense.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazir, is it not? Pavard tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what. But he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fannet is looking for. Thank you.
Don't mention it. Oh, and when you say Talor, wish him the best from me, eh?
Let's see what the healer makes of this.
Maybe he's faking it so he can get out of work.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Blazir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forest of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think Talor's illness might have some connection to the Tomberries.
Oh.
You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
Mm-hmm.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, I know it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there. And if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please. I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Okay.
Very well.
I forgot Ambrosia has an eye patch. Too bad it's on the wrong side.
safe.
What is this? A bottle.
A bottle. Breath of the Arbor. Perfume from Sunbrag. Looks expensive, too. Who's there?
Oh. You cannot outrun Chocobo.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you try and outrun Chocobo.
No! No! Hang on! I'm coming!
We're coming as soon as we get the items around here.
Don't eat me! I'll give you gut rot, I swear!
Stand back. I'll handle this.
Oh god. Oh, I forgot to add. I forgot to I wanted to try out Leviathan's abilities. But that works. Just get rid of everything.
Are you all right?
I'm more than all right. I'm saved! Oh, I could kiss you!
No, no.
Maybe you should introduce yourself first.
Yeah, buy me dinner first.
Hervey! I knew it was you. What are you doing here?
I came to see you. Oh, my little canary, it's been so long.
Hey?
Thank you for saving him and sparing him.
Who is he?
Hervey, one of many clients from my employment beyond the wall.
One of many clients? We spoke every night of our plans together. Whispered songs of love into each other's ears. And then you upped and vanished without so much as a word.
I left you a note, didn't I? I told you I was sorry, but that we could never be together. That I could never abandon my family. And I told you not to look for me. How did you even find this place, anyway?
The flame of your love was as a beacon in the night that guided me to you.
Okay.
I was walking by the coast near Northreach when I saw a lady who looked like you. Eyes like the ocean. Hair like the driven snow. The next moment, she and her companions were jumping in a skiff and sailing out towards the wave. So I, borrowed the nearest boat and started rowing.
It must have been Shula bringing us here. So what? You rowed, found a nose how many leagues across the bay, simply because you saw a woman with white hair.
And as I did, the skies changed from a dull and hopeless grey to a bright and benevolent blue. That was when I knew for certain that my little canary was close.
I'm getting Miguel from El Dorado vibes from this guy.
You should have forgotten me, as I tried to forget you. I cannot leave my people, Hervey. And now that you know about this place, neither can you. We must return to Haven and accept my family's judgment.
I'm to meet your family. Oh, my little canary.
Please, come and see me later. You did as I asked, and you must be rewarded for it. But first, follow me, Hervey.
To the end of the world and beyond.
Okay, Buzz Lightyear.
He should never have found this place. How could I be so careless?
Don't blame yourself. I doubt anything could have kept that man away.
So glad they added this feature. That is a great feature for this. Just instantly teleport there.
Forgive me.
You're in front of a
There's
grave.
nothing to forgive.
Is he dead?
You two met at the Vale, I take it.
When I worked there, yes. To earn the coin that my people need to survive. Though Mysidia is our sanctuary, there are certain necessities that it cannot provide. And for that reason, some of us seek employment beyond the wall. Yet few are the opportunities for followers of a strange faith in a strange land.
And so you supported your family as best you could.
I did. And I have never regretted it for a moment. I found a second family in the Vale. And in the Dame, a second mother. I also found Hervey. But our love could never be. I knew that if I revealed my secret to him, I would be putting my people in danger. But that if I did not, I would be living a lie, unable to return home.
What will happen to him now?
Since our people settled in Mysidia, uninvited visitors have been few and far between, but not unknown. Explorers, survivors of shipwrecks, none lasted long.
Oh? Why?
That was before my time, you understand? I've never had to make a decision like this before. Ymilla, know that I do not blame you for any of this. It was me who decided to make the trip to shore. Me who exposed our secret. This was my mistake, and I shall bear the responsibility.
Thank you, tributary. I only beg you to remember that Hervey means us no ill will. He's just a fool. A fool who loves me.
I will take that into consideration. But yours is not the only voice I must listen to. The whole family must be consulted, and it may take time for me to arrive at my decision. I hope you understand.
Of course, tributary. However long it takes. Come what may, I thank you, my lord, for bringing us back together.
This is why you don't date prostitutes. They don't really love you. Ageless millet. Why am I getting this from her? Though called millet, only a fool would endeavor to consume this ivory sand used primarily for polishing the stone floors of churches and temples. Why did you give me this? This particular sackful appears to have been affected by a sulfate ether, which has somehow slowed its degradation process, allowing it to maintain its fine sheen despite having been left untouched for several decades.